All opinions expressed in this video are my own and not affiliated with PSA or collectors. Hey guys!
What's up,
Welcome to the... Well, are we talking to each other or are we talking to the camera? Well, this is an unorthodox style of video, but
That's how we roll.
it's not a video at all. It's a discussion.
It's a discussion. It's a podcast.
Yeah.
But really, we just want you chilling with us in the room.
Yeah.
Pretty much gonna have, one of our conversations. Start one of the.
Let's have a conversation.
Let's have a conversation.
You know, I didn't think of a name for this yet, but I'm thinking of calling it Chill Cards.
We'll work on the name.
Chill Card Chat.
Okay.
The card chat.
Something. Yeah.
Chatting cards.
Cards and conversation.
Cards, conversation, and controversy.
But yeah, while we're kind of thinking about what we want to do for today, I feel like you should update the people on what's been going on with your life. Because I feel like some big changes and some card-related stuff has been impacting you.
Well, yeah, I got a new job working at PSA on some marketing stuff in the marketing department, so that's been kind of nice. And because of that, I feel like I'm all in on cards and sports. I've been watching tons of sports just because everyone there kind of chats sports and stuff like that, but also been big into cards. Meanwhile, you've been out for a little bit.
I've been out.
You've been a busy man, my friend.
I've been busy, and not with cards, with life stuff. Got married, went on my honeymoon, looked for cards in Italy, was unsuccessful.
Yeah.
Found some cool Ferrari stuff and some cool soccer gear and stuff like that, but no sports cards. So when I got back, I was really, wanting to talk about cards, watch sports. Honestly, that was tough. On my honeymoon, all the sports were in the middle of the night, so I would have to wake up at 2 a.m. to watch playoff baseball, RIP the Dodgers. And now it's October 2022, and October is known to be the best month for sports because we got baseball playoffs, we're heading to the World Series, we got football kind of hitting full swing, and then we got NBA getting started as well. So F1, pretty much everything, any sport is going right now. So
now,
good times.
Let me ask you this: in the world of cards, what of those sports have got you the most excited right now?
I would say right now football, because football is overreaction city.
Yeah.
In as far as the way people cover football, which I feel like makes the card market kind of fun. A lot of talk and controversy for different quarterbacks, quarterbacks that do well, and then all of a sudden they suck. They're the worst quarterback ever.
Yeah.
And then they do well again. We've seen kind of the whole cycle on Mahomes already. Is Mahomes done? Is he overrated? Now he's looking great again. So yeah, I feel like football's got me the most hyped right now.
I think for me, I'm going to go basketball. And the reason I love basketball as opposed to football is it's every night I'm watching. And we have enough cards in our collection with different players where it's we have that guy. We have a cool card of that guy.
Yeah.
He's playing tonight. Or we have, you know what I mean? For the Spurs, we have Devin Vassell, don't know how to pronounce his last name. We have a cool autograph of him, and it's okay.
Yeah,
and
fun.
Now we have a cool Mobley card, and so it's just kind of fun to track and watching players' performances and stuff. And I was really hyped for football too at the beginning of the season, but I feel as far as cards are concerned, it's kind of cooled off a little bit. And the 2022 class, with the 2022 product, although it's more some of the hobby boxes now are pretty cheap, but I feel it makes it not as exciting.
Yeah, the current class isn't as hot yet for 2022 football. But yeah, I feel basketball is great because of the young prospects. Every team has some good young prospects pretty much to follow. There's so many storylines.
Yeah.
There's the thing with basketball, I feel is the season is still so long. These games, they seem like a big deal. Some
then
teams are
mid-season,
0-3.
People will kind of lose interest.
Yeah, and also some of the teams that look really good right now still could be like bottom of the barrel. Some of the 0-3 teams like 76ers probably won't be, bad teams. So it's still so early when it comes to NBA, where I feel like NFL right now is like full swing. It's like right in the middle of the season. Yeah. Baseball definitely cooling off, especially for me as a Dodger fan. I kind of checked out once the Dodgers lost in the playoffs. And I feel like maybe there was I would guess like a little Soto buzz. He did well in the playoffs. But not a lot of card buzz. Like the Astros are in the playoffs or in the World Series, and people don't really collect the Astros too much. Yeah. Bryce Harper might be the one kind of name. It was like he's always been a big name in the hobby, but now he's kind of like solidifying himself as a big name player. But we'll see.
But with baseball, with that being said, I think we have 2022 Topps update right around the corner. Topps 2022 Chrome was kind of a disaster. Not a disaster, but...
It was. I feel like our hobby box that we opened was pretty good.
But the whole short print thing...
Yeah, we had to go back and get the silver pack, which was cool in a way. It kind of worked out, but... Yeah.
It will feature the Julio Rodriguez rookie card, along with the rookie debut.
There we go.
So it'll have a base rookie card in there. I wonder... with 2022 Series 1, people were so hyped to get the Wander. Mm-hmm. And I feel like I'm not seeing as much buzz. The Wander.
I wonder. That's
what do you say, Wander Franco?
No. You said Wander Franco, and then you said I wander. Run it back.
I wonder if people...
See, he said it again.
There it is again. But I'm curious if people will be super hyped to get the J-Rod card, because I'm not seeing too much buzz hobby-wise for Topps update. But I feel like that's because Chrome still just came out kind of recently. I don't know.
Yeah, I feel like people are cooled off of baseball base cards. As far as value goes, you'll probably, the J-Rod card will probably be worth $20 when you first open it up. Yeah. Maybe if you grade it and you get a 10 and you're the first one to market, you can make some pretty good money. But it's going to be so highly produced. It's a base card. I feel like really you want the parallels, of it, of even a foil or something like that. Yeah. I feel like that's where baseball becomes really valuable. But the base cards right now for baseball are just not doing it. Yeah.
What, shifting back to card, general card talk, what kind of card moves are you wanting to make, upcoming year? Are you wanting to open some more hobby boxes? I'll go first. I'm wanting to go to more shows and pick up some more, singles, and I don't know, I've just been really wanting to build my collection. Because I feel like since we've just opened so many packs, we just have so many random cards of random players, and I want to focus it a little bit to be more players that we're fans of, or that I'm a fan of, or that you're a fan of. But what kind of moves are you hoping to make card wise upcoming?
Definitely more shows. I agree with you there, and then I feel like kind of in connection to that, I just want to build up more graded cards. Yeah. I feel like we have a lot of, $10, $20, $30 base cards that are in pretty good condition. Now that the $18 level for PSA is opened, it's pretty easy to, get things submitted. Hopefully not wait too long. But, you're not really in any rush to get them back. Yeah. And just start getting a steady supply of, always new slabs coming in.
And that will make going to shows more fun, I feel
exactly, and that's part of it. With going to shows, I would love to be able to make more deals and make more moves at shows. Yeah. And then also just with my collection, getting more slabs and some good ways to display them and hold them. So maybe looking into the different briefcases that people use. If you have any good recommendations for briefcases for slabs and collection. Maybe, a recommendation for something more for display, and then maybe something more so to take to the card show with you. And I feel like if we, do that for a couple of months, there's no reason we couldn't have our own table
That'd
at
be
a card show.
sick. That's a goal.
Like we have almost enough slabs already where we could have like a lame table.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But if we could triple the amount that we currently have, that's enough to like fill up a table. We probably need more, so that we could feel good about selling them, but yeah.
Sick. So between basketball, football, baseball cards, what are you looking to pick up? Like what are you wanting to add to the collection?
Yeah.
Like any specific players that have piqued your interest recently now that the NBA season's going on or that football is starting to like really get into the season, or baseball's winding down. They may be pretty cheap to buy some baseball cards now that the season's.
I've been wanting to for a while now, but I haven't made any moves. Just pick up some like vintage baseball.
Yeah.
Some good graded, even if it's like low graded stuff, like vintage baseball, like Jackie Robinson, Roberto Clemente, players like that. So maybe making like a good $500, $1,000 like purchase
just
for
a big boy.
Even if it's like a PSA 2 of like a 1950 something Jackie Robinson card or something like that, just as like a major PC piece, like a centerpiece. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then as far as like players go, let me think. I mean,
any sport. It could be any sport. It could be soccer.
Yeah.
It could be hockey. It could be F1.
What about you go first while I think of some players?
Well, so I've been big. Basketball is the sport I watch and follow the most. Like, I would be hyped to pick up some football cards or some baseball cards, but you know more about that than I do. Like and you probably know more basketball than I do too. But basketball is the sport where I really like follow it and follow the basketball players on social media. Like see what all the players like. Watch YouTube videos about who's the next young star for basketball. Like I'm really into it, and so for my PC. Always looking to pick up some cool LeBrons.
Dude, me too, honestly.
I'm always down to pick up some cool LeBrons. Like anything like low pop or number, just like a cool rare LeBron, any chrome LeBron. Just if I see that at a show, it's something I'm considering picking up at least. Because he's my GOAT. I'll be honest, guys, he's my GOAT. And I just think any cool card of his, even if 100 years down the line, maybe it doesn't hold the value because it's some obscure set. But just to kind of have cool LeBron cards, you can never go wrong.
I feel like it's a safe PC
safe.
bet.
It's very
then
safe.
Especially now that he's on the Lakers too, is extra cool for our own personal PC.
And besides LeBron, my other favorite players, it's just I like Giannis. I like Luka and Zion. Those are my faves. I mean, they're kind of the most hyped NBA players.
Some of the most hyped.
But the thing with Giannis, a lot of his like rookie stuff, it's either like not that cool or it's just way too expensive. Or say like Luka, like I feel like Luka's I can't pick up cool Lukas. Whereas I've been like wanting to pick up a lot of Zions recently because if he enters that tier of player of Luka, then I'll be glad that I did pick up some Zions because he's still expensive, but he hasn't reached Luka status as far as prices. Whereas I feel like John Morant is probably creeping up to that.
Yeah.
So I've been picking up some like numbered Zions off of eBay, even if it's just like second or third year optic stuff, just more stuff that's cool to have because I think of like with LeBron, cards from his early years, they're all sick. It's not just his rookie cards, like his 2005 Topps Chrome, his 2006, like all of that it's so sick. So I've just been picking up some big Z's, as I like to call them. Like I said, I've been watching a lot of YouTube videos where it's like people talking about who's up next and some of the players that I feel like are exciting, but I don't know if I'm ready to pick up cards of them yet. Tyrese Halliburton is balling. Tyrese Maxey, we have a cool Tyrese Maxey. He's great. De'Aaron Fox is going crazy right now in the Kings, but still aren't very good.
Yeah.
But those are a few names that I think are pretty, like players that they're not that expensive probably yet, but they're balling.
Interesting. Yeah, so a lot of the same players as you. I feel like I like a lot of the same players, especially with LeBron, etc. I think I'm more of like a team guy.
Yeah,
so
you're
like,
a big team guy.
I like the Lakers, I like the Rams, and I like the Dodgers. So pretty much, I'm not really seeking out any particular cards, but I love doing pack openings and then keeping my favorite players from those teams.
Yeah.
Right, and so any Laker right now, because you're doing most of the LeBron collecting, I've been doing most of the AD collecting.
Yeah.
So haven't really made too many big AD moves. We have a couple old like low end AD rookies.
Yeah.
A lot of like parallel ADs that
Yeah.
we've opened throughout the last couple of years. So starting to develop a pretty nice collection there. And I do like Westbrook, but I'm not a proud Westbrook collector right now. So
You used to be.
Yeah, and we do have a cool Westbrook rookie. I mean, he probably is a future Hall of Famer. I like getting his Lakers stuff, but right now it's just kind of turmoil with Russ. Hopefully he can turn it around so I can become more of a proud Westbrook collector there. And then on the Rams, Aaron Donald. Love Aaron Donald.
Is he your favorite Ram?
He's probably
like
my
if you're
favorite
PCing a
Ram.
Ram, is it Aaron Donald?
Because he's already been on their team for a while. He's probably not going anywhere. Like, Stafford's fine. He's pretty cool, but, like, he's not, like, a old school. Like, he hasn't been with the Rams that long.
I still feel like Donald is, like, the face of the Rams.
Yeah, he's, like, their main identity. Honestly, if I could get, like, a dope Sean McVay, the coach card,
I'm sure
I feel like he's more the face of, like, that team, really.
What's their record?
Cooper Kupp also is a pretty good Ram as well. Their record this year is, I think, like 3-3, or they're not doing so hot this year, but they're the home team. And then Dodgers, they have a lot of collectible players with Mookie Betts, Freddie Freeman now, Clayton Kershaw. So always looking to make moves with some of the big Dodgers as well. So kind of still like the same for me. And then I love doing young prospects.
Yeah.
Like I like trying to like guess which prospects are going to do well, but I don't really have that personal connection to a lot of them.
Can you guess what prospects are going to do well? First give me. Let's do 3 each sport. Is that crazy? For you, you do 3 each. But I don't think I can do 3 baseball, 3 football. I already said 3 basketball players.
Okay.
But give me 3 baseball players, 3 football players, and 3 basketball players that you've got your eye on. Like, okay, they really may pop off. And if you see a cheap card of them at a show, you're considering picking up as a flip long term or whatever.
All right, so definitely for baseball, I'm a little bit more of a contrarian. Like I think you want to usually pick up the players that are maybe a little bit down, but that are still going to be good long term. Because baseball, they usually have a pretty long career. Things usually average out over the long run, etc. So right now, I'm thinking of someone like Acuna, right? They lost pretty early in the playoffs. He didn't really have a good year. He was coming off of injury. At one point, he was, as hyped as, Soto and some of those other big names, but he's kind of dropped off. So I feel like he might be somebody to look into picking up right now because there's no reason that he can't start off next season, back at MVP level. And we've seen like what his card market can do.
Yeah,
he
was hyped.
Yeah. And also this one, I'm not sure how this will work out, but Tatis is another interesting play as well. Served the PED suspension. Doesn't seem like people are hating on him too much, like reputation-wise. And his card values, I'm sure, are way down. Or at least like a little bit down. And I feel like along those same lines, Soto as well. Soto got some hype this year because he went deep in the playoffs. But kind of had a down year for him, but nobody's like doubting him long term. But people have, slept on him a little bit this year. So I feel like while everybody right now is putting their money into Bryce Harper, great player, awesome, maybe looking into making purchases for some of those kind of forgotten players that maybe didn't have as good of a year last year. So Soto, Tatis, and Acuna, which is crazy. If we were filming this like last year at this time, those would be like, or maybe like 2 years ago at these times, those would be like the three highest for sure. But I feel like they've all kind of come down to earth, so now might be a good time to make an investment. So that's baseball.
Football. Give me 3 football players that you think a little bit underrated right now, maybe a good pickup.
Yeah. So one player that I've always really liked, I don't know why exactly, has been DK Metcalf. When he first started out, when he was catching those passes from Russell Wilson, he was looking like, the next Randy Moss. Like, he was looking really good.
Okay.
And then he kind of had a not so good year last year, and it was like, kind of like, oh, maybe like Russell Wilson isn't giving him good passes anymore. We've seen how Russ is doing. Tough year for the Russes right now.
Yeah, Westbrook.
Yeah, exactly. We've seen how Russ is doing down in Denver. He clearly isn't as good of a quarterback as he used to be.
Russell Crowe
could explain. Yeah, I don't know if things are going well or not for him. Probably well.
I don't know.
But yeah, so Metcalf wasn't getting passes from him.
That's interesting.
And now he has Geno Smith, who's doing surprisingly well, but
that's why he's the GOAT.
He's not a deep ball passer. Like, he doesn't throw the ball downfield too much, like a Mahomes type or even like a Herbert type who can really just has a great arm and can throw really hard, or Burrow or something like that. And now he's gotten a little bit injured. I feel like people aren't super high on him. But if he gets traded, and I feel like that could definitely happen at some point, or if it like next year or the year after the Seahawks upgrade at quarterback, he could really pop off again as a wide receiver.
That'd be
So DK Metcalf, I'll say Justin Jefferson, and I'll say Derrick Henry.
Give me 3 b-ball players that you think people are sleeping on right now. That if you see at a show, you're tempted to pick up as maybe a flip or something down the line.
This is an easy one.
Okay.
Ben Simmons.
That's a great pick. He's really cheap.
I was just kidding. Not Ben Simmons. Probably somebody who's better at shooting than Ben Simmons.
The energy throughout this show has got progressively lower.
Sleeping on?
Like I said, Tyrese Halliburton.
Are people sleeping on Tyrese Halliburton?
Maybe the hobby. This player has more room to heat up in the hobby.
Definitely.
Not necessarily sleeping on, just 3 players. I thought I made this pretty clear, right, guys?
You did. I'm just having a hard time.
If you're at a show and you're at and it's a table full of players, and you see these 3 players, you're like, okay, I might have to pick those up. I think that they could really pop off and they could be great cards.
So I'm picking up Shai Gilgeous-Alexander.
Yeah. Okay.
I feel like
that's a good.
He's had an injury history. He's kind of been forgotten in OKC, but give that team 2-3 years to get everybody healthy. Maybe another good draft pick in there. I think that they'll be really good in the future. Give me Ja Morant.
Ja Morant still has more room to heat up.
People aren't sleeping on him, but
you're picking up a Ja.
That dude has the best highlights too. He's he's got the wow factor the most of anybody in the NBA. Like, even more than like Zion and LaMelo and some of those other highlight reel style players. He's got the best stuff. And then give me Jokic. Give me Jokic.
Yeah.
Give me the 2-time back-to-back league MVP.
Disagree.
Nikola Jokic does it all on the court. For how good he is, definitely undervalued. Not a lot of cards out there, great cards out there for him, but give me some Nikola Jokic.
I feel like even if Nikola Jokic becomes he's already a monster, but I feel like his cards will never really.
What if he wins 3 NBA finals?
Yeah, then maybe. That's true.
Don't
but
know.
I don't think he'll win 3 NBA.
It's unlikely, but
you never know.
Yeah, I feel like if we're talking undervalued for how good he is,
sure,
undervalued.
That's fair.
Yeah. So those are the players we were sleeping on.
Yeah.
Speaking of sleep,
this man. It's 9 o'clock. It's past.
It's 9 o'clock. Oof, it's getting late.
What do you got going on in life? We're trying to add a personal touch to this show.
Yeah.
What do you got going on in life?
So I'm just kind of like getting back into the swing of normal life, like trying to get caught up with things.
Yeah.
Like got a lot of work.
Yeah.
Got a lot of like things for my wedding to still like debrief and like thank you cards and that kind of stuff. And then got a big fat stack of cards from our last card opening thing that I'm gonna have to sort through. So should keep me busy for the next couple of days. What about you, brother?
Just busy man, but enjoying life, living life to the fullest. Hoping to get the show up soon for the viewers to enjoy. And if you did enjoy it, hit the like button, drop a comment, chime in on some of the discussion, and kind of wanting to get a hobby box or something soon.
What hobby box should we get? We're looking for hobby box, something fun, less than $500. What should we open? What do you guys want to see?
Yeah.
Any thoughts? Any suggestions? Also, any card shows that you're going to be going to coming up? We're trying to start going to more card shows, getting out there. Let us know where you at.
Where you at?
Where you at?
This has been Chill Card Chat.
Yeah.
The
Cards
Chill
and
Card Chat.
conversation.
Cards, conversation,
And chats.
and chats. Cards, conversation, chats, chocolate.
On a couch.
On a couch.
Cheers.
Cheers. Cheers, guys.